Today, I am in the capital of Canada. And I'm going to be looking at all of the famous buildings. Looked exactly like I'm in London. And we are outside of a Zaks diner. This place is famous. I mean, you can just see behind me. This is the spot, man. I'm around so many nice things, and I'm just happy that you guys can do it with me. Yes, sir. Good morning. Today, I am in the capital of Canada, aka Ottawa, and I'm going to be looking at all of the famous buildings that's in this city. We're talking the Supreme Court, the Confederation Building, the Parliament Building, the Fairmont Chateau, the Office of the Prime Minister, and the National Gallery of Canada. Guys, we're going to be so busy today. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it interesting. So let's get into it. Well, whilst we're on the way to our first stop, which will be the Supreme Court, I thought I'd set the mood, you know, because when you watch a film, they tell you what time zone, where you are. So, as you know, I'm in Ottawa. I'm currently just going in, we're about halfway through November now, and it is cold. I've got my gloves on, I've got my hat and scarf, I've got my merino wool layers underneath. It's cold out here, it's about 4 degrees today, and it is becoming the season to be jolly. So you're starting to see nice lights, fairy lights, it's getting that little hint of Christmas. So it's nice, I'm enjoying it. I've never been in a winter like this coming from England, so I'm excited to see what it's like. But let's get to the Supreme Court. This is the Supreme Court. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, it's just covered in flipping. Oh, why are they gonna do that to us, man? We come and try and see a beautiful building, and they're just gonna go and ruin it with construction to make it look better. Make it look better next year. I want to see it now. But this Supreme Court is home to the highest Supreme Court that you can have in Canada. So it has 9 justices, and if you go in and you've got these 9 people telling you if you're gonna go to prison or not, if they say yes, no one can change it. Like, seriously, these 9 people are the most powerful people in Canada. So if you come here and they say, yeah, you have to listen to it. I think the only way that you can come out of it is it actually has to go through Parliament itself, which just sounds very long-winded. So don't get yourself in the court. And also there was a sign at the front with, I don't know what the uniform is. I mean, you'll be seeing it now. It's like, they look like a bunch of Santa Claus. With the red and the white fluff, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to find out.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I actually went inside just to see if I could get any photos or anything like that. And I managed to go in there just when they were starting a tour. So I would say 2 very interesting things that I've just learned. One is that this Supreme Court is not only the highest court in Canada, it is the only bilingual and biojural court in the world. And what this means is that it can do cases in both English and French, because Canada is French speaking also. And biojural means that it can do it in civil rights as well as common rights. So sometimes they'll do it based on cases, and sometimes they'll do it based on the book. So I thought that was very interesting. And this work that you can see that's being done behind me is actually removal of asbestos, because this building hasn't been touched since it was made. In 1946 was the last time it was touched. And they said this is gonna take 10 years. 10 years, because each piece of marble has to be numbered and put back exactly where it was, which I honestly would not want to be one of those builders. But that's the Supreme Court done. Let's go to the Confederation Building. And this is a Confederation Building. You can even see it behind me now. I did go inside and there is no cameras, no tours. It's just not that sort of place. So the Confederation Building is filled up with offices that is made for the MPs of Parliament. So it's slightly different to the Supreme Court, but they are in touch with the Parliament. So they will go there, go to their offices, do what they need to do. Yo, I need you over here, man. We got a case. And they just pull up, go across the road, and they're in the Parliament. So, I mean, it looked exactly like I'm in London. Like, this is what it feels like. I'm walking around, the stone, just everything to do with it. I feel like I'm in London. I want to go get me an English breakfast, man. They don't have those here. There's no English breakfast. But we're gonna go, moving on to the Parliament Building. Boom bow. You just seen I just tried to go into that building then. As soon as you walk in with the camera, they're looking at you so stush. Like, yo, what are you doing with that? But they decided to go around here, and there's some tour guides that will answer all the questions that I have. So let's go find out. And that is the second tour done. I do the tours, I give you the ins and outs and quick, short facts. And probably the most exciting and interesting thing I've just learned. So obviously you've seen the Supreme Court, that's 10 years until that's done. They're also saying that the Peace Tower, aka the Parliament Building, is also gonna be 10 years. Now I don't know if that's a 10-year project for all of it, but it's gonna be a long time till it looks the way that it used to, or if not, it's probably gonna look better. But what they have done because of this, the House of Parliament can't be used, so instead they have built a House of Commons inside the West Block, and they have done it inside a square that was outside, and now it's inside. So you can see now in the pictures I've taken, it's literally an outside of a building, but they've built this House of Commons, which they can then take down completely after the Peace Tower is back open, which is absolutely unbelievable. I would not want to be that builder that has had to put all of that up to then dismantle it again. Oh my God. But how interesting. It looks so strange because it's an outside wall, but you're inside, and it wasn't like cold, it was warm. And they even said that you can like open the roof to let the light in. It's truly magical. But let's move on to the office of the Prime Minister. And before we get into the office of the Prime Minister, I just want to talk about the Centurial Flame, or aka the Eternal Flame. And this absolutely outstanding landmark, probably the biggest landmark in Ottawa, stands just outside of the Parliament, and it was there in 1966 on the 31st of December to celebrate the 100th year of Canadian Federation. And since it was there, the public loved it so much that they left it there, and since then it's just stayed lit, and people come here, they'll take pictures with it, especially when you don't have this in the way. It does actually make a good photo. And one thing that really got me thinking was when I seen it, I just seen the water coming down and the fire just burning. How? So I had to search it up, and it is actually due to them pushing up biogases from the top, which is what keeps the fire lit. I'm not too sure why the water's there. Maybe it's just because it looks good. But I mean, the water's steaming, so it can't be cold. I wouldn't want to touch it. But it's super, super cool. And we'll make our way to the office of the Prime Minister now. So I knocked on Mr. Prime Minister's door. They said he wasn't having any visitors today. I said, what? Not even Big T? And he said, no. I said, all right, okay, fine then. So I couldn't get in there, but here you can see the building. It's the same sort of style as the other ones, you know, that stone look with the green. I guess it's just the look. Any government building is what it looks like. It would have been nice to meet the Prime Minister, but he didn't know who he was chatting to. You know, he needs to follow me, get to know me, and then I might let him see me. But that is all the government buildings done. We have the Fairmont Chateau left, and we also have the Gallery of Canada. But I'm feeling pretty hungry, and who doesn't want to see some Canadian food? So let's go and get some Canadian food. And we are outside of the Zaks diner. This place is famous in this city. If not, it should be over the world. This place has got so many reviews online. It's a retro, bringing it back to the old school diners. So let's go check it out. And we are inside Zaks diner. This place is such a vibe. It brings that old school with just the little booths. They even got the old school paper. This is when you know it's serious. I've gone for the 4-cheese poutine. This is definitely looking like the best poutine I've ordered, and I haven't even tried it yet. The further you go up in Ontario, the better the poutine gets. So without further ado, let's see what this is. Okay. That could keep going. If I wanted it to, that could keep going. Cheers. Oh my God. Super cheesy, super meaty gravy. Definitely the best poutine I've had. I'm gonna dive into this and then we'll carry on with our journey around the building. Wow! That poutine was unbelievable. I love me some poutine, man. I can't get it enough. Whilst I'm in Canada, I'm just making the most of it. But now, let's go check out the Fairmont Chateau. And your boy is inside the beautiful, magnificent Fairmont. This place is so beautiful. You can see they put a lot of time and effort into the architectural masterpiece that we call this. And this place was actually made in 1912, so it's well over 100 years old now. Well, I say well over, just about 100 years old, and loads of famous people have stayed in this, from Nelson Mandela to Bryan Adams to literally anyone that has come to Ottawa has stayed in here that is famous, done any shows, and they actually sometimes call this the third base of Parliament because of that many famous people that have stayed in here. I would just, one day we'll stay in a place like this. Just walking around some more, they have an art gallery in here. So I went in and I was just asking the lady a few questions because look, I don't know too much about art, but I'm learning. Wow, some of the prices on those pieces. They had paintings and they also had rocks and stones that people have etched out. And I just kind of asked, how does the pricing work? And they said it comes down to who the artist is, how long they've put in it, but usually as soon as the artist dies, the price just shoots up, man. So try and get them whilst they're still around, because otherwise you're gonna be paying some big racks. I think we're done in the Fairmont. Let's go and finish off with one of the most beautiful buildings I've seen. It's an art gallery, but it's not just a normal building, so let's go check it out. And I've made it to the National Gallery of Canada. This building is unbelievable. If you just see now, this whole building is literally made up of glass panels and cement blocks. Like, the whole building is see-through with little bits that you can't. But I mean, we can call that 99% see-through. But this building is amazing. It has loads of great art pieces in there, but I'm not gonna go in there, not for this video, because you click this video for buildings, so I'm gonna show you buildings. But I did miss out a big one, which I kind of feel bad for, but it's okay because we're gonna put it in there now, is the Notre Dame Basilica. And this is just next to this art gallery, and it is so beautiful. It's like silver. Usually you see them go for the gold. Nah, this is clean, silver, creamy, super cool. And then you also have the beautiful two pieces, which is the mandam, which is this massive spider looking thing. It looks nasty. I hate spiders, so it's always gonna look nasty to me. And then the three watchmen. Now both of these are massive art pieces, part of the Ottawa culture. It's just this, I mean, you can just see behind me. This is the spot, man. I'm around so many nice things, and I'm just happy that you guys can do it with me. So that is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you've learned something new today. I hope you've smiled, found me entertaining. I try my best, man. But let me know your thoughts, because the only way I can improve is by you guys telling me what you like. So as always, share some love. It's been your boy Binksy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Big blessings.